Tinker is active and alert at 23 days old. He looks like he might be ready to leave soon. Tinker is now picking off the flower mites from the cellophane wrapper. Miss Kathy continues to feed him. Miss Kathy scolded me like she never did before. I didn't know what was wrong until I saw the empty nest. Flight number 1, Tinker had landed just below my feet, upside down. I immediately put him back in the nest. All was good until flight number 2. He crash-landed again. Tinker's tail feathers were not long enough. He had no brakes. Tinker flopped around, but he could not fly. So I returned him to the nest again. Miss Kathy found him immediately and continued feeding him. Tinker was busy preening his feathers, I guess ready for flight number 3. Tinker did fly farther. Talk about trying to find a needle in a haystack. I just listened for his small peeping noises. He could not fly or barely jump. Miss Kathy was close, but could not find him. So I put Tinker back in the nest again, so Miss Kathy could find him. And she did, and fed him again, feeding now every 10 minutes. Tinker had now consumed a ton of calories, and Miss Kathy resorted to picking off the flower mites on the nest. She could not find food fast enough. But I don't think Tinker cared for them too much. I have never seen a hummingbird doing this. She was looking for anything she could find to feed Tinker. Tinker was so full now and still wanting to fly. Oops! But Miss Kathy continues to feed Tinker every 10 to 20 minutes. Tinker's feathers are now fluffed up, possibly in shock or just exhausted. Tinker is so fat now, I don't think he can fly. Here we go again. Flight number 4. I think Tinker fell out of the nest and managed to grasp a ficus tree limb 3 feet below the nest. Miss Kathy did find him and continued to feed him. Tinker could not get airborne. He was way too full. I found Tinker once again and returned him to the nest once again. But he did not want to stay there. Flight number 5. Crash landed again. And I returned Tinker to his nest once again. Miss Kathy welcomed him back. I was hoping by now Tinker would be exhausted. I sure was. Oh my gosh, in trouble again? This cannot be good. Tinker was now walking around the rim of the nest like an acrobat. I left around 5 p.m. and Tinker was still in the nest. I was praying he would spend the night there. I called Kathy Payne at 6 p.m. She said the nest was empty. I don't know if Tinker survived through the night. He never returned back to the nest. Chances for his survival that night were slim. I thank Kathy Payne for letting me spend all the hours I did at her place to film these magnificent little angels.